the idea that there are things about Europe, I suppose, and other places that are fun and great. But like anything else, they'll have their own problems. And one of the great things about this country, our great republic, is that it's always changing. It's getting worse, it's getting better, depending on where you are and who you are.
Despite Trump's hardline stance on immigration, he proposed a $5 million U.S. gold card for wealthy immigrants, offering green card privileges and a path to citizenship. This aligns with global trends, as many countries already offer similar residency or citizenship programs. However, most wealthy individuals are not flocking to the U.S., instead seeking second passports or residence in Europe and the Caribbean. Americans increasingly concerned about political instability, social tensions, and safety are looking for exit strategies. This trend, once limited to ultra-wealthy, now includes everyday citizens seeking options like citizenship through ancestry or residency through programs like Portugal's Golden Visa. Many are motivated by fears of America's future and the need for security in uncertain times. The question is, why are more wealthy people looking to move their money and lives abroad? What does this say about the U.S. right now, and how do you feel about that given your extensive experience around the globe?
Yes, wealthy people want to move there because they've already made their money here. Try starting a business in Europe. You go ahead and do that. Try being an entrepreneur in Portugal. Tell me how it works out for you. I want to know how all that old world thinking, and the reason I say old world thinking is I've talked to a lot of European entrepreneurs that have done whatever they could to be entrepreneurs in Europe. And you know what happens? They end up moving to the United States. Talk to them about what it's like to actually build a life, build a business, build wealth. You will quickly find that Europe is not a paradise for said things. Now, if you have somebody paying your bills and you want to live in a villa in the outskirts of Tuscany or in Florence, me too. I would love to be a gentleman wearing tweed jackets and smoking good tobacco and sipping wine and taking my siesta. I'm right with you, dude.
Who wouldn't?
I love that. Who wouldn't? But you know, this is sort of like the idea that there are things about Europe, I suppose, and other places that are fun and great. But like anything else, they'll have their own problems. And one of the great things about this country, our great republic, is that it's always changing. It's getting worse, it's getting better, depending on where you are and who you are. But I still think that if you want to reach your potential, which is what I think about all the time, like I want to be the best version of myself. I don't want to leave anything on the table. You know, I'm in the business of original self-expression. And I want to keep saying that this is the best special I've done. You know, my special is about to drop, by the way, False Gods on YouTube, maybe, or somewhere else. But, you know, to me, it was the best I could do. And to me, it was the best thing I've done. And, you know, so if you're motivated to realize your best self, I still think the United States is the place to be. And a lot of it's because of the freedoms that we have, and those freedoms come with responsibilities, and those freedoms also are not free. They are messy. They give people a lot of autonomy. People fuck up. And so it's just, there is something, then freedom is, you know, the United States is rather chaotic, you know, and there's something about order and strong cultural lines, and you know, maybe a country that's like Singapore, for example, where you get arrested for spitting on the sidewalk and you're not allowed to wear your hair too long if you're a guy. There's something, if you go to Singapore, it's very safe. I lived in Saudi Arabia. It's really safe in Saudi Arabia, really safe. If you steal, you get your fucking hand cut off. If you do anything, and if you murder or rape somebody, you get your head cut off. If you're caught with drugs, you get your head cut off. Excellent. But, you know, not as much innovation, right? Not a lot of us aren't buying Saudi Arabian cars and things like that. There might be a reason for that. So you don't get it both ways, and something gained, something lost. But I think under our system and our country, much more gained than lost. So I'll take it.
I wish that people would view freedom a little bit differently. And the way I view it is it's actually incredibly dangerous, is my opinion, because freedom provides choices, and people do different things with different choices. And you can really find yourself in trouble really fast by making a few mad decisions and choices. And I don't know why people don't give it more gravity than it has. It's celebrated, and it should be, but it should be revered a little bit as well. And I think feared, not like, hey, we fear like get it away from me, or we shouldn't have this, but let's just put a little bit of thought into what I choose to do with my time and my life, because it may not lead me down the path I want to be on.
Well, it's the only thing the founding fathers really talked about. The largest issue was that they feared democracy. They feared direct democracy. They feared, freedom in that sense. This is a refined democracy. This is a republic, right? You can't have. And one of the things they talked about, one of the responsibilities when it came to freedom and having a population as free of the government, by the government, of the people, by the people, and for the people, was it kind of relied on. They spoke a great deal about virtue. And virtue is something that has to be cultivated. Virtue, you have to understand the meaningful difference between things. And it was why philosophy and religion and, educating yourself with books was very, very important. I think the colonies imported more books than any other place in the world during the founding. The idea was that you could learn anything. All you needed was the books to do so. That's an interesting thing, right? So I hear you on that, and I worry about that too. I do. I worry that our level of education, our understanding of what got us here, our understanding of what it takes to sustain this wonderful experiment called the United States.
On the new episode of Black Project, a Change Agents special series, we do a deep dive into the world of special access programs and the secretive work being done by the likes of Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works division, DARPA, and aerospace contractors. Have they developed UFO technology? Become an Ironclad YouTube member to binge all 4 episodes of Change Agents Black Project on launch day. Otherwise, catch new episodes weekly. Join now, YouTube at This Is Ironclad. Do you have any thoughts on the $5 million gold card idea for wealthy immigrants? Any pro, con?
I like it, Andy, because one of the things that has been talked about for about 30 years or more is that we educate people here to the nth degree. They get a student visa, and then they can't get citizenship, so they have to go back to their country of origin and start a business there. And if we are going to educate them in our institutions of higher learning, we want to make those people who are the best and the brightest. We want to drain the brains from the other countries. We want their innovation. We want their energy. We want their risk-taking. We want their brain power. You don't want a bunch of Indian and Chinese kids who come from a tradition of discipline and academic excellence getting their degrees, their PhDs in computer science and in biotech and stuff, and then not being able to get citizenship and involuntarily having to go back to India and China to start businesses. Keep them here. Make life great for them. Make it very easy for them to get citizenship. And if somebody wants to pay $5 million, chances are they've done very well somewhere. And they're going to bring a lot of wealth here. And that's going to feed into our tax base. So I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan.
Fair enough. Closing thoughts for the week? What kind of comedy stuff you got going on? What kind of shows you got? You mentioned your special. What else?
Blue Moon Comedy Club, April 18 and 19.
Where's the Blue Moon?
That's in Springfield, Ohio. Are
you going to do a bunch of comedy in Austin now that you're a resident?
I think I shot my special at the Mothership, so I'm going to release that And yeah, so hopefully I'll be down at the mothership.
Is it as cool as people say? I've never had a chance to go in there.
Yeah, it's great. It's an old school club, man. It reminds me a lot of the Comedy Store. Joe Rogan designed it.